Como é que estão as crianças?
Tão bem.
E a mulher?
Ex-mulher.
Eu tenho más notícias. Você tá demitido.
O quê?
I'm here representing Brazil. Thank you so much for talking with us. So, John, what about Andrew Cooper or the story that made you accept the lead role and be a producer of the show?
I got to sit down with Jonathan Tropper, in a general kind of non-specific way, and we talked about working together. I was a fan of his writing, and he knew my work from various things, and we just thought it would be fun to work together. And he had been kicking around this idea of a guy who kind of loses his bearings and starts stealing little things here and there, and what that would look like. And we both kind of agreed that that could be the beginning of a very compelling story. And a couple years later, here we are. So it was really a kind of a mutually agreed on decision that we would love to work together, and this would be a fun project to do that on.
So I want to know, what about Sam and Mel that spoke to you the most about this project or the story?
I loved that this is a world of people who are doing everything they can to maintain their social status. And you see how wealthy these people are, and yet nothing is ever enough. And they will do anything they can to not only keep their wealth, but to gain more. And you really see the structure of power and how everyone is working so hard to maintain power and continue to climb up that ladder.
I liked the fact that there's still a romance going on between Mel and Coop, and that it's not dead yet, the attraction. So I thought that was really fun. And I thought it was really fun that we come into the show when Mel is having an affair, a kind of sexy affair, even though she's, I guess she's pushing 50. So
I don't think that you have to, one is the other. She's having an affair and she's sexy.
Yeah.
And she's 50.
But I don't see that all that often.
I know, but I think by sometimes pointing it out makes it seem like it's something great. It's so beautiful, and I think I feel like people are going to be looking at that and just being like, that's hot. She's beautiful.
Oh, well,
and
that's
not
good.
Think of the other stuff is my point.
Well, yes, I like seeing.
It's nice that it's out there.
Divorce portrayed as messy, but with the divorced woman on the female side not depressed and sad. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of refreshing.
And is there anything that you did for the first time in this show?
I don't think so. I think I've been doing this for about 30 years, so I've got quite a few tools in my toolbox. I don't think there was anything specific that I could think of that I hadn't done before. There's elements of a lot of things in this show. There's comedy and action and romance and drama and so much stuff. And so I was glad to be able to get a chance to really do all of it.
And the show talks a lot about status and what people do to keep that up. How do you deal with this personally, being a public figure?
It's always interesting when people try to measure themselves against other people. Most times you'll probably come up wanting in some way. I don't really do that. Part of it is I'm pretty comfortable in my place in life. I've earned a very comfortable existence, and I'm very happy and well adjusted and all of those things. But also I've lived long enough to understand that there's always going to be someone that has more. So you're never going to have the most. And that's fine. That usually the person with the most things oftentimes isn't the most happy. I wouldn't trade places with Elon Musk on a bet. And he seems to, at the moment, have the most things. So, there you have it. I think that is certainly a theme that the show explores.
And the show, it has like a really dramatic vibe, but at the same time, it's really funny. And nowadays, a show can go viral because of a scene. And if you could bet what scene people will be talking about, which one would be?
Our fight scene.
Or maybe our fight scene.
Or
But
maybe it'd be
honestly,
like,
you
yeah,
have no, I
that-
think that's the thing about viral. You can't really say what's going to be viral. Like it'll
It could
end
be
up
something
being,
really-
it might be something with one of the kids. You've
Or
got,
there's like a Coke can in the scene
or some,
or something.
there's a
Something-
Starbucks in the,
Yeah. Something that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what random thing becomes viral. And I doubt it has anything to do with what we do.
Yeah, I haven't seen that much of it either. So
Yeah.
maybe it's
Nope. Well, that's the exciting thing about
kids,
viral
that's a
stuff.
good-
The kids are really, they do
that's a
really
good
interesting things in the
call.
Yeah. I think it's an exciting moment for us to find out.
And if you could give an advice to Andrew after everything he's been through this season, what would you say?
I think I probably would have said that you think that you're going to be able to manage these choices, but you probably won't. And there were better ways to solve these problems than the ones that you chose. He finds himself out on a limb very quickly, and instead of kind of tiptoeing back toward safety, he goes further and further out, which is a terribly bad decision as a person, but a pretty fun one to watch unravel as a viewer.
Não é seu se você não pode levar.